Hello everyone. I'm out here in my Morton building. I decided to start working on that table project. A lot of you guys might remember me showing you the whiskey barrels that I picked up down at my friend Roger's place. Those of you that haven't seen them, I'll show them to you. I'm out here doing a little repair on them. A lot of you might remember the metal bands were coming loose or coming off of them. So I'll show you what I'm doing to remedy that problem. And then I'll show you the boards that I'm going to be using for the tabletop. Well, right here's the barrels. That one there, as you can see, this band's loose. They're all loose actually. Well, what I've been doing is putting the bands in place and drilling a hole and putting little nails in there. And of course those nails are rusty just like the band is. These happen to be the roofing nails that came off that crib style barn I tore down a little over a year ago next door. There's another nail there. Those was wooden shingles on that barn, and I saved them nails, and that's what I'm using to put them in there. The heads of them are already rusty, so they look like they were meant to be there, I guess. But as you can see, these bands are loose, so I got to get them put all in place. And of course, go around, I just drill a hole. I move around a little ways, I'll drill another hole. I just work my way around each band and get them put in place. And this one here, this band's done. I have a nail right there. I have another one right there. I don't know, I have about 4 or 5 all the way around that in various places to hold it in place. And I think I got 1 or 2 in this band. But I got to finish doing that to both these barrels. And then right here, this big long board, it's about, I think 8 foot 5 inches long. I have a whole bunch of these. Well, I shouldn't say a whole bunch, more than I need. They're 1 3/4 inches thick, so it's going to be a nice heavy tabletop. I have a biscuit joiner, so I'm going to make sure these edges are even. I'm going to use my biscuit joiner and glue these together. I'll sand down this edge so they're nice and smooth. Either that or run them through a joiner planer or a table saw and just take off the very edge of it to make sure it's a nice straight cut. And then I'll use my biscuit joiner and then glue that and put them biscuits in there and then clamp it together to make one solid tabletop. I'm thinking I'm going to go 4 planks wide. I'll use 4 of these. These are about, I think 11, right at 11 or 11 1/4 inches wide or something. So it'll be approximately 44 inches wide and at least 8 feet. I might go the 8 feet 5 inches if all of them are the exact same length. I'll trim them down to make sure they're all the same length. So at least 8 foot long and approximately 4 feet wide is what the table will be. But I'm planning on using the 2 barrels as the pedestals or the legs of the table. And of course it's going to be a little taller, so I'm going to get some bar stools to set around this thing. But this is just one of the projects I've been wanting to get started on, and it's supposed to rain tonight and rain tomorrow, so I'll probably be out here tomorrow working on this a little bit. I'm going to try and get the other 3 boards that I need for the tabletop in here. So they're not all soaking wet. I got them stored outside and I'll bring them in here. But like I said, I'm going to finish up these barrels, putting them bands in place, nailing them in place. And then I'll have to get these set up where I can start sanding them down. I could take them to my brother's. I could take them to my brother's place and run them through the planer, but it's a 40-minute drive from here to take them up there. And then I got to find a time where he's home and he's willing to run them through his planer for me. So I think I'll probably just get myself a good sander and some coarser grit sandpaper and take the roughness off and then work it down to where I got a finer sandpaper and smooth it down. Don't have to be perfect, but it'll look good when I'm done. There is some nail holes in this board and spots where like lag bolts had gone through because this come out of that crib barn next door that I tore down just over a year ago. And those boards were actually put in a crisscross pattern or had boards bolted to them and nailed to them in a crisscross pattern, I should say, to tie them walls to the crib. And that's what these come from. So Anyways, when I get working on this, I'll show you the updates as I'm going. But I'll see y'all later, and don't forget I love you. Bye.